Hello, group. Uh, basically, want to get started. Hold on, let me turn this up. Basically, want to get started by just going over a couple trades here and show you basically what I saw. Let me clear this one off. I'm going to start with this ACB. Make sure I get back here. Okay. So we'll start here. The ACB trade. One thing I noticed is I'm going to take us out to a longer distance here. I'm going to do a 4-day, 5-day, 4-day, 15-minute chart. Okay, so it caught my eye maybe around last week sometime, between Thursday and Friday. Today is Wednesday, traded today. So if we backtrack to about Friday, which would be here, this was Monday. Well, actually, sorry, Friday is here. So if we backtrack to Friday, Thursday, Friday is when it caught my eye. I started making some levels, resistance, supports. I posted up in a group. So what I did was I rearranged it and I started raising it because I started trading at new levels. And as you can see, it passed all the levels I previously had. And we have a new support at 591, which was previously my breakout resistance, which is here. So just want to basically show you how I think it can keep going up. As you can see, the aftermarket is still looking strong. But so we passed the broke out resistance yesterday and we closed above it right here. This was yesterday morning. Once we got this signal, I actually posted it to the group. We closed above our breakout resistance. This should fly. As we can see, it started making a small correction and it started going up. Once it started going up, it actually paused here in the aftermarket because it actually rejected here late day. It made a new high. This was the high of the day, which was 602. And it rejected that high that day. In the aftermarket, it actually tested it again. So when I seen it test the high in the aftermarket, and I started looking at the level twos, I saw that the bids and the asks were at like 608, 610. So I said, oh, this has room to actually move, keep moving. So it signaled to me that more buyers were coming into the market. And as you can see, the aftermarket price started going to 610, 609. So the same asking buy prices were holding the entire aftermarket pre-market. So we got aftermarket here, we got pre-market here. Same exact buys started holding that price. Once I seen it was holding above our previous breakout resistance of 591, I kind of figured it was going to stay above that. It can make some new highs. And as you see, it started to. We opened up, took a small drop, actually to 595, but nowhere near our resistance. I knew that if it did not touch this resistance or come down near it, which is the support now, that we were in good shape. So even with the falls that we were seeing while it was climbing, I figured that we could start making some new trends. And we did. Today, I started to make new supports, new breakout resistance. And if we can start trading above these new highs, which is this 620 is the breakout resistance. Highs is 623. The reason why I made this the breakout resistance is because this is the price it pretty much was strong at before it made a move. So you see it closed here right above it. Well, 623 still, 620. Closed at 620, made a move, dropped down. It came back, closed at 620 again, made a move, dropped down. So he's playing around the 620 range. It keeps going there, but it won't pass it. I mean, it'll try to pass it, but more sales will come in. So every time I rejected it, it did not create a new low until later on this evening. Well, in the trading day. But when it created that new low, it made double bottoms. Now we're back at the 620, fighting it again. We should pass this 620, which I call a breakout resistance, and hit a new resistance. And we got to find a new resistance, which is in a further chart. So let's look at a 20-day chart. This is a 4-day, 15-minute. We're going to go to a 20-day chart. And if we look at a 20-day chart, before we made any correction, our resistance was at 626. So we have enough momentum to pass the 626 mark in my eyes, because we already hit the 623 in the new highs. So what's the next resistance after 626 in the last 20 days? I'm going to say it's around here. This is where support was at one point. It was 635, and it fell off 635. Now, with all the news that came out with the Mexico deal, marijuana is growing. New York is planning on making it legal. There's a lot of momentum and a lot of buys that can start with this specific stock that can pass this previous support. You see how it was previous support? It fell down and stayed there for a while and then fell off. Well, it can pass this previous support at 635 and very well go back up to the previous VWAP. Now, the VWAP was trading at 672. And this is why I called about the 680 range or so, because we'll be up here somewhere before we can make an exit. So I do believe and predict that in the next day or so, it will hit 680 or above before it makes a major correction. And that major correction price should come back to, maybe, if it's a major correction, it will come back to our previous breakout resistance of 623. If it's a small correction, it will come back from 680 to previous resistance of 668. So this is when you set your alerts. This is how you effectively use your alerts. Your first alerts would probably be in this area. You want to set your alerts at all these price ranges. And this is how we make a good strategy plan to exit and actually enter trades. So if you can actually monitor your positions by using your support and resistance and trend lines as well. I didn't draw too many trend lines on this one on this an example, but then, man, you can just set your alerts at those price ranges. You want to set one for 620 and above. You know, that's your breakout alert. You want to set one for 602 and below. You know, that's a very critical watch, because it might break back to this support here. Now, if it breaks back to the support, you know, it's probably going to fall back to a major support. So that's why you want to set these alerts and make sure they are active and keep your notifications valid. But I wanted to just end this session real quick, since I couldn't get everybody to join the live. If you don't have it now, I would suggest you get the Team Viewer. You can get the app or the software on your computer, just teamviewer.com. You download it for free. It gives you a free meeting ID. I'll be able to have one when I start the live sessions, and you guys will be able to take advantage of all of the things that I know or try to take advantage of, you know. Now I see that this aftermarket is looking good. Look what it did aftermarket yesterday, just real quick. So aftermarket, we had three bull sticks, some good buys coming in, some good buying power. And it actually went over our previous resistance aftermarket last night. So now let's look at tonight, where the night ends. It's actually closing above We have to wait for this candle to finish. It's 9:51. It's about 10 o'clock. It should probably close above it. It's only 9 minutes left. We're about to close above this breakout resistance like we did yesterday. So we can actually intend for this to run. Pre-market tomorrow, we kind of want it to be consolidated in this price range like it did yesterday. And then we can see a nice rise. Or we can see this actually run pre-market pretty high with this good amount of buys. Now, I don't see any volume really coming in with these buys. So it very well could just run like it did today. A very good, modest gain. All right. I'm going to end that right there, and I just wish you guys good luck.